For the title of the worst terrorist group, unfortunately, there are a lot of competitors, and obviously a lot of people think it's ISIS. I'm here to say that I actually think, believe it or not, Boko Haram is even worse than ISIS. Let me tell you why. So, a recent report out from Associated Press says attacks by Islamic extremist group Boko Haram in northeastern Nigeria and neighboring countries have forced more than 1 million children out of school, heightening the risk that they will be abused, abducted, or recruited by armed groups, the United Nations Children Agency said on Tuesday. They went on to say that the conflict has forced more than 2,000 schools to close in Nigeria, Cameroon, Chad, and Niger, the agency said. Some have been looted or set on fire by the insurgent group whose name means Western education is sinful. That right there is the key for me. So they've butchered and massacred a lot of people, lit a lot of these schools on fire, including the kids and the teachers inside. I'm going to give you some numbers on that in a second. And to me, that's obviously, to everybody, is horrific. But to me, the worst part of it is what the group stands for. Because not only are they doing short-term damage, but they're also doing long-term damage. They're doing long-term damage to those kids who can't go to school, and they're doing long-term damage ideologically by claiming that education is Western, when in fact, facts are facts. And so it makes it seem as if you're on that side, whatever that side happens to be, that you should be against education because it comes from the West, and that all education is sinful. No, education is the answer. Unfortunately, since these guys are the bad guys, they know that. If you are a fundamentalist of any religion, you don't like education. That's just the reality of it. Look, even in the Bible, the first thing that they do, God punishes them, kicks them out of Eden. Why? Because they ate from the tree of knowledge. We should eat from the tree of knowledge. As a person who's secular, as a person who cares about logic, reason, and the future, that is why I think education is the most important thing. That's how you win the long-term fight against the forces of darkness and extremism and fundamentalism. Unfortunately, Boko Haram understands that. They're on the opposite side. That's why they're trying to kill education, so they do even more damage in the long run. Now, as to what they've done recently, get a load of this. Insecurity also prevents teachers from going back to classes, the agency said. About 600 teachers have been killed during Boko Haram's 6-year insurgency, and Boko Haram's insurgency has killed about 20,000 people overall and displaced 2.3 million, according to Amnesty International and the United Nations. Now, they've actually killed more people than ISIS have. Whether they've displaced more people is open to question. I know ISIS gets all the attention, and ISIS has attacked Paris, Russia, the U.S., killed our reporters, so that's why we give them more attention. Then they're in Syria and Iraq. Yes, there's oil there. Yes, there's more international interest in that area. But if you're looking at who's actually the worst of the worst, in my opinion, it is Boko Haram.